If the right honourable gentleman doesn't want to see money being spent on no deal, he's got an easy answer. Vote for this deal.
Mr. Speaker, what the Prime Minister is doing is a criminal waste of money. She is recklessly running down the...
Order in this House of Commons, where we're supposed to try to treat each other with respect. No one, under any circumstances, is going to be shouted down. So stop the attempted shouting down on both sides, abandon the juvenile finger-wagging which achieves precisely nothing, and let each other be heard. It's called the assertion of democratic principle. Jeremy Corbyn.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister is recklessly running down the clock, all in a shameful attempt to make her own bad deal look like the lesser of two evils. With rising crime, 20,000 fewer police on our streets, 100,000 vacancies in our National Health Service, and the worst performance for any November on record last month, how can the Prime Minister justify wasting that money on no deal that cannot and will not happen?
I say to the right honourable gentleman that until a deal has been ratified, it is the responsible position of government, and would be the responsible position of any government to put in place contingency arrangements for no deal. But I repeat to him, if he wants to ensure that we leave the European Union with a deal, then he has to put into practice what he's saying and actually vote for a deal. And he talks, yet again, he talks about issues like the question of the number of police officers and money going into the police. We put extra money, they've made extra money available to the police this year. We made extra money available to the police, and what did the Labour Party do? They voted against it.
Jeremy Corbyn!
The Prime Minister should stop dithering and put it to the vote of the House. Let the House make a decision on it. Her friend, the honourable member for Totnes, is right, is she not, when she said that the threat of no deal, and I quote, is an absolute disgrace. The Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, has thrown away 2 years on her botched negotiations. She's now recklessly wasting £4 billion of public money. She's holding Parliament and the country to ransom. She is irresponsibly risking jobs, investment and our industries. There have been no changes, so she must put her deal to the vote. Parliament must take back control. There is no majority in this House for no deal, Mr. Speaker. Isn't this just a deeply cynical manoeuvre from a failing and utterly reckless Prime Minister?
To say to the right honourable gentleman, it's a bit rich him standing here and talking about dithering. Let's see what the Labour Party did this week. They said they would call a vote of no confidence. Then they said they wouldn't. Then he said he would. Then it wasn't effective. I know it's Christmas. I know it's Christmas.
Order! Members must not shout at the Prime Minister. Order! Calm yourselves. Try to get into the Christmas spirit. Or if you can't do that, at least listen to the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. They said they'd put down a vote of no confidence. Then they said they wouldn't. Then they said they would. Then they did it, but it wasn't effective. I know it's the Christmas season and the pantomime season, but what do we see from the Labour front bench and the right honourable gentleman? He's going to put a confidence vote. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, no, he isn't. I've got some news for him. I've got some advice for the right honourable gentleman. Look behind you. They're not impressed, and neither is the country.
Calm. Mr. Speaker. Speaker, may I wish the Prime Minister a well-deserved Chequers chillax over Christmas before the start of the new panto season, but on the basis that there may be £39 billion going spare in the new year, may I give her my priority Christmas list? Justice for the 1950s WASPy women, genuinely fair funding for Harpres schools in West Sussex, addressing the estimated £2 billion shortfall in children's social care, and for good measure, a vote of absolutely no confidence whatsoever in Her Majesty's opposition.
Can I thank my honourable friend for his good wishes? In fact, actually, I won't be at Chequers at Christmas, but I will take his good wishes to apply wherever I am at Christmas. Can I say to the honourable gentleman that, as he will know, obviously we are putting more money into social care and more money into the various issues that he, I know, is concerned about. But I do agree with him that I think if there is any vote of no confidence in this House, it should be with the Leader of the Opposition.
Blackford!
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I associate myself with the remarks of the Prime Minister on the atrocity of Lockerbie? And can I wish you and everyone a Merry Christmas, a time to be spending it with friends and family. I look forward to spending it on the Isle of Skye. Mr. Speaker, the British Chamber of Commerce, the CBI, the EEF, the Federation of Small Business and the Institute of Directors, they represent hundreds of thousands of businesses, and today they have said their members are watching in horror at the actions of this government. Watching in horror, Mr. Speaker. This Prime Minister and the Conservative Party are not fit for government. With 100 days left on the clock, this government has failed businesses, it has failed members of this House, and it has failed citizens right across the UK. Will the Prime Minister move aside and put a vote to the people?
Can I say to the right honourable gentleman, first of all, actually, I think what is causing concern for businesses is the fact that Parliament has not been able to come to a decision because people... And it's no good. It's no good, honourable members on the opposition benches and in his own party pointing across the chamber. They have a responsibility to deliver on Brexit for the British people as well, and it's high time they took that responsibility seriously. A deal that works for the UK, a deal that works for Scotland. That's what we're offering. It's supported by Tech UK, the Federation of Small Businesses, the Scottish Chambers of Commerce, the